They conquered humanity's greatest evil, and she lay in rest.
The Midnight Suns might be heading to the Marvel Cinematic Universe soon, and there's already some groundwork in place. Marvel's known for its iconic comic teams, but the MCU has only brought a few to life so far, like the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy. Since team-ups have delivered some of the MCU's best movies, it makes sense for Marvel to expand its lineup of superhero squads. Adding to this possibility is the backlash Marvel has faced for skipping an Avengers movie in phases 4 and 5. With so many characters in the MCU, it's the perfect time to introduce more teams to explore different storylines and corners of the franchise. The MCU's supernatural side has grown a lot recently, making the Midnight Suns, Marvel's go-to supernatural team, a strong contender for a future debut. Honestly, there are quite a few signs pointing to this happening sooner rather than later. The Midnight Suns made their comic book debut back in 1992's Ghost Rider Volume 3 number 31, bringing together some of Marvel's most powerful supernatural heroes and anti-heroes to take on dark, otherworldly threats. The original lineup included 9 mystical characters: Blade, Frank Drake, and Hannibal King from the Nightstalkers, Morbius, Danny Ketch's Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, the former Ghost Rider, and the Darkhold Redeemers, Sam Buchanan, Victoria Montesi, and Louise Hastings. Their first mission was taking on Lilith, the mother of all demons, with some help from Doctor Strange. Later, they faced foes like Zarathos, Dracula, and Mephisto. Lately, Marvel Studios has been dropping plenty of hints that the Midnight Suns could be making their way to the MCU. Like recently in Agatha All Along, Jennifer Kale makes her debut as the potion-brewing witch in Agatha's Coven. She's got a magical block stopping her from using her powers, but she gets them back by the end of the series. Now here's the cool part. In Marvel Comics, Jennifer is Johnny Blaze's cousin. This little detail might be laying the groundwork for Ghost Rider to join the MCU, with Jennifer possibly popping up again when he does. Beside this, She-Hulk Attorney-at-Law gave us a sneak peek at vampires in the MCU, setting the stage for Blade's highly anticipated debut. Played by Mahershala Ali, Blade is one of the most iconic members of Marvel Comics' Midnight Suns. But before his arrival, Marvel Studios dropped some vampire breadcrumbs, particularly in She-Hulk. In the 2022 series, Terence Clow's Saracen, a vampire who attends Emil Blonsky's retreat, was introduced. While Saracen's backstory in the MCU is still a mystery, he's known in Marvel Comics as one of Blade's foes, living beneath Vatican City. His appearance in Phase 4 confirms that vampires are already lurking in the MCU, hinting at Blade's upcoming showdown with the undead. Moon Knight has been on a roll in the comics lately, and there's still plenty left for him to do in the MCU. The Disney Plus series was a standout, diving deep into Egyptian mythology in a way Marvel hadn't explored before. While that lore is fascinating, there's another layer to Moon Knight's story. In the comics, he's a street-level vigilante who takes on some seriously dark threats and is a key player in the Midnight Suns. With the show ending on a cliffhanger and teasing a new personality, it's clear there's more to uncover. A second season seems like a natural fit, but Moon Knight could also shine as a part of a team project in Midnight Suns. His comic book run-ins with Dracula are always a fun to read, and pairing him with Scarlet Scarab in a team setting could be something I'd be down to see. Besides this, Oscar Isaac has shared his excitement about the character possibly joining the Midnight Suns. He even mentioned it during an appearance at the Middle East Film and Comic-Con. He said, "I thought there was an interesting opportunity with Midnight Suns. There's such interesting characters in there, and now that we've set the groundwork with learning who Mark, Steven, Jake are, it could be an interesting opportunity to see him as part of a team and what that dynamic would be. So I think that would be exciting. I think for me, I definitely hope there's some room to explore that possibility." It's a solid idea, since Moon Knight fits right in with the gritty, supernatural tone of the Midnight Suns in the comics. If it happens, he'd definitely be a strong addition to the team in the MCU. Same goes for the Werewolf by Night. Marvel has a knack for introducing original characters like Darcy Lewis and reimagining comic book favorites with fresh twists, like their take on Werewolf by Night. The MCU's version of Jack Russell has been outstanding, showing that this rugged anti-hero has plenty of potential. In the Werewolf by Night special presentation, Russell took center stage and held his own alongside Marvel's big names. With all the effort that's gone into setting up his character, it would be a missed opportunity not to expand his story. Beside him, Man-Thing's MCU debut was a hit, and we all want to see more of him. Ted quickly became a fan favorite, showing he's much more than just a misunderstood monster. His team-up with Werewolf by Night and Elsa Bloodstone hints that his story is far from over. Man-Thing was a character many thought would never make it to the MCU, but Marvel nailed it with a Universal Monster-style vibe. The eerie tone set by Werewolf by Night feels like the perfect setup for a Midnight Suns project, and including Man-Thing opens the door for more creatures like him. Some of these were even teased in the Hunter's Trophy Room, if you remember. And lastly, from the same show, Elsa Bloodstone instantly stood out the moment she appeared on screen. She stole the show with her mix of humor and badassery. Beyond her impressive combat skills, her family background as a seasoned monster hunter opens up even more supernatural stories to dive into. With her deep roots in the supernatural world, Bloodstone is the ideal character to bring together different forces. If the Midnight Suns ever had a leader like Nick Fury, Elsa would be it. She's not only a sharp strategist, but also a force to be reckoned with in battle. Next is Kit Harington's Dane Whitman, introduced in Eternals, who laid the groundwork for Black Knight's future in the MCU. While Whitman was more of a supporting player in the film, the movie hinted at his deeper story and connection to his heritage, setting up a potential darker path with the cursed Ebony Blade. This blade, shown in the post-credit scene, has the power to corrupt its wielder. With Blade's voice teasing his involvement and Whitman's ties to Arthurian legend, Black Knight has a lot of potential. While he might not be ready to lead his own project just yet, he's definitely an addition to the growing Midnight Suns team, which seems to be taking shape more and more. Now, while Elsa Bloodstone could be a great leader for the Midnight Suns, the role might actually go to Doctor Strange, who has taken on a similar role in the comics. Phase 4 saw Doctor Strange take on a darker and more complex persona, especially after his encounter with the Darkhold and his transformation in Multiverse of Madness, where he emerged with a third eye and was shown inhabiting a variant's body. Although Strange is currently off dealing with an incursion, he could return as the leader, uniting the MCU's most unconventional heroes to form the first Midnight Suns. Lastly, Marvel's Midnight Suns game was a hit, blending a strong narrative with strategic gameplay. It successfully introduced the Midnight Suns name, shifting from the original Midnight Suns in the comics, and put the team in the spotlight, giving Marvel a chance to gauge its popularity. Releasing Midnight Suns was a smart move to build interest in the team and experiment with supernatural storytelling. Featuring characters like Blade and Ghost Rider, the game showed which heroes Marvel sees as essential to the group. It also highlighted the versatility of the concept, especially with the inclusion of Captain Marvel, hinting that the team could include a diverse range of heroes in future MCU projects. Well, that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this and other exciting upcoming movies. We'll see you next time.